Whew. Okay, I gotta sit down for this one because shit seems to hit the fan, my dedicated bros and brodettes. Mr. Jazarian, the developer of Luna Game 3D and Sonic.EXE 3D, has uploaded a video that is called Luigikid Gaming is making the .exe community worse. Well, it seems like a video that is criticizing me and my channel or my videos. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible in my response. I think we should all react to this together, and I really want to address my point of view when it comes to all this stuff. So without any further ado, let's see what Mr. Jazarian has to say.
So I would like to start off this video by saying that I don't hate EXE games. I like them quite a lot.
That's
I started
good.
to play them
We all
back
like
in
them, right?
2012 when I found out about Sonic.exe. I basically grew up with them. I remember the Sonic.exe 2 trilogy by Novaware. I remember Rouge.exe and Rainbow.exe by JBM. I remember the terrible game editor games by Insane Peaky Pie.
To be fair though, Insane Peaky Pie was one of the first people that was creating some of the first .exe games as well. It was the niche content, which I started recording ever since, I think, 2013, 2014. It was
I remember
working.
Randy Becker's game and
Randy
the
Becker's
three
with
games
the
that
sick
revived
EXE
the
games.
genre. Sonic.exe like very beginning, Spirits of Hell, and most
Damn, those
importantly,
subtitles are not very
PC
accurate.
port remake. Basically, I played a lot of EXE games, and I even made some horror games on my own, such as Luna Game 3D and
Exactly.
Sonic.exe. So I think I know enough about them to make a statement about.
Which I also played. I'm now a little bit confused that you just out of nowhere uploaded this one without even talking to me beforehand on Discord, even though we are Discord friends. But that's totally fine. I'm just
the
wanna listen what you
recent,
gotta say here, bro.
Sonic.exe One More Time and One More Round games that have been published on GameJolt.
Mhm.
Now,
Mr.
I'm not
Pixel?
going to beat around the bush and just say that these games are just terrible and are getting
Nani? Okay, okay.
way
Why
too
though?
much credit for absolutely no reason. And that's because of this man called Luigikid Gaming.
Yeah, this
For
boy.
those who don't know, well, I'm saying everyone fucking know who he is.
Thank you, bro.
Luigikid Gaming is a YouTuber that plays a EXE game and react to horror content with some very questionable thumbnails.
Okay, to be frank, you think this is questionable? This is fucking accurate, my dedicated bro. This is the YouTube game. This is how things are working. But yeah,
And clickbait titles.
this is a video about a game called Retribution. If you actually played the game, you know that it's about a person that is actually haunted by his inner demons. And I know the game developer, and I know that this game is actually based on his inner demons. Yeah, maybe the thumbnail was a little bit clickbaity, but that's, as I said, it is how the YouTube game is working.
And I don't blame him for using clickbait. There's a lot of
Oh,
YouTuber
right.
that does that, and you know, people need to pay their bills. I understand that.
Exactly.
But-
And I am a full-time YouTuber, so I actually have to follow the YouTube algorithm, the YouTube formula as well to survive, to pay my bills, to actually being able to create more content, upgrade my setup, getting better video quality. But let's continue.
Spamming the keyword PC port in almost every single Sonic.exe game, even if it doesn't even have anything to do with PC port.
But yeah, but everyone knows about Sonic.exe PC port. And if I say everyone, then I truly mean everyone. And if they have something to compare it with, they know that it has to be something at least similar. But to be frank, nothing is better than PC port. Like, for real, nothing is better than PC port.
That just because PC port, a good Sonic.exe game, is the EXE game that gives you a lot of view in quite a long time.
Yeah, that's actually true, and I won't even deny it. As I said it, I have to play this YouTube game. I need the views to make a living, to keep the channel grow even more. And yeah, I'm earning my bread with the EXE games. And PC port is actually the EXE games of the .exe games. To survive in a crowd of millions and millions of people, I need to do this like that.
This is quite insulting to anyone that work on PC port and PC port remake, because you're basically saying that these games are on the same level as these games.
Not 100%. I'm just saying that they are inspired or similar. But
Made-
not saying that they are exactly the same page. I think you're getting me wrong right there. Just because I'm saying something on a YouTube title also doesn't 100% mean that it's a fact.
Royale game in Unity Then
Those
you
are
say that
buzzwords, tags, something, keywords to make the videos be easier to find.
better than Fortnite in your title. Now, some of you will say, "Well, it's clickbait." It doesn't mean that they're actually good. You guys don't know
Exactly,
what kind
actually.
of audience Luigikid is. They're not really the smartest fan base.
Okay, that is actually pretty insulting for my fan base,
Now, I'm
but
not
yeah.
saying that it's all of his fan base are like that. I have seen some of his fans that are actually smart, which are usually the people that can think and know when a EXE game is bad. But most of them will actually believe what Luigikid is saying. I'm pretty sure at the start of all of the videos, when there's a picture of Sonic.exe
Yeah.
with a text saying, "Press like," or Sonic.exe will kill your happy meal at 3 a.m.
That
or
is
some
good.
stupid shit like that. And I'm sure most of his fans will actually click like because they actually believe it will happen if they don't. And it's proved.
Actually, it helps me boost the algorithm. If people actually genuinely believe that they're gonna get killed by Sonic.exe, then yeah, they have to be fucking children that are actually not even supposed to watch these type of videos, and their parents need to monitor what they're watching. So I use those like baits to actually make fun of those 3 a.m. channels, but I've noticed that it was working, and then I kept those.
That it works because he keeps doing that intro over and over again. Even
Yeah.
right now,
And
if you go
I
to his
don't
latest
plan
video,
to stop
you're gonna
doing
have the
it.
fucking intro where click like or bad stuff will
smack the
happen to
like
you.
button, boys.
So if they're gullible enough to press like on basically a threat, why would they not believe when Luigikid say that this Sonic.exe game is better than PC
Come on,
Remake?
bro. First of all, you must have more than 2 brain cells to know that nothing is going to happen if you do not smash the like button. But here, when I'm saying best of the EXE game, even better than Sonic.exe PC port, there is a fucking question mark. As I addressed it before, I need some best words, and Sonic.exe PC port is pretty much the top tier of the EXE games, which actually, if someone is looking for PC port, they're gonna have those videos in the recommendeds. Easier. That's how the YouTube game works. And I can tell you about this because I'm in the YouTube business for quite some time to have figured that shit out, okay?
Remake. And another proof that they'll believe anything is when Luigikid made that video saying that the PC port was cancelled.
Okay.
Some people actually thought that it was cancelled, even
In the
though it
beginning, I
wasn't.
also thought about
I
it,
would
but
have
then I
given
was
you
like,
a
okay, it's
pass
free
for getting
content.
this information wrong.
After people
But
told me in
no,
the comment section.
you should have known. John Con had put the old anti-piracy screen. I don't know if you purposely missed that as an excuse to make an emotional video about a game being cancelled that you were waiting for, or if you legitimately forgot about it. Now, assuming you didn't know, that doesn't make it any better because even when you finally found out it wasn't cancelled, you still kept the video saying that it was cancelled, proving that you only care about the views and not the content itself.
Now, I care for the views, my dedicated bros. We all are fucking YouTubers that pay bills. We care for the fucking views. If you think someone on this goddamn platform, YouTube, doesn't care about the views that is making a living of this, then better go out and touch some fucking grass, okay? That's what it is. I do care about views. I'm also trying my very, very best to make my content as enjoyable as possible.
Let's move on to the actual games now. We'll start off with Sonic.exe one more time. Now let me ask you something.
But why is it bad?
What do you do when you want to make a Sonic.exe game but you have no knowledge in video game making and you're not willing to learn how to properly make a video game? That's right, you make your fucking game on the not so simple Sonic Worlds engine. Yes! And that's exactly what
But why does it make it automatically bad? Just because he's using an engine for that?
Mr. Pixel Production did. Now, me and some people in the EXE community have a particular hatred for this engine. Well, at least I didn't when Dan released Sonic.exe Spirits of Hell. But that's the problem, it was a success. The problem with this engine is that the game is pretty much built already. You don't need to code the physics, the HUD, the menu, the obstacle, the characters, the
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're hating this because it makes it easier because you do not have to have any knowledge of programming. Do I get this right? It's just like saying you hate Super Mario Maker because people can create their own Super Mario levels from the previous 2D Mario games without any knowledge besides of putting the objects and making the dream levels. But does that mean it's automatically bad? I don't think so. Especially how Mr. Pixel was creating and putting all the stuff in. But
enemies, etc.
let's
It's
continue listening
borderline
to it.
scratch when you make a game on the NSSSW engine. So of course a lot of developers thought to themselves, oh hell yeah, I can make my Sonic.exe fanfiction look good, and hopefully Luigikid will play it and will become famous. Unfortunately, many developers just try to repeat the same formula as Spirits of Hell, by just adding
maybe some of them are good, some of them are not. I don't know.
spikes everywhere to add challenge.
Oh god, I hate that as well.
Make the game a real life r/IM14 and
Oh yeah, the
this is the
creepypastas.
kind of game.
As I said, they're living from those Sonic creepypasta games or .exe games, so why not playing those? As long as people are enjoying watching this content, hey, I'm gonna continue making those videos. If other developers are feeling demotivated to make games based on the videos I'm doing because some other people or children decide to create their own games as well, and I somehow play them, then this is actually not my problem. Then I'm sorry that I somehow demotivate you because I played someone else's .exe game, but it doesn't mean that I'm not playing or not enjoy yours. I know how much of work it is to code everything on your very own, and I really think it's very impressive. Continue doing this one, and you will make it even farther for your own future when it comes to game development. You will actually make it bigger. You can really make it bigger when it comes to companies, and I think that's really good. And now my phone is ringing. Let's continue. We're not even halfway done. Holy shit!
A bad, entertaining game maker EXE game than a boring NSSSW EXE game.
It's Mooter!
The only person that ever made anything remotely good with this engine is Dan with Spirits of Hell, and as
Spirits
of
of
late,
Fail, bro.
Whispers of Soul, which is an amazing game.
True
It's
that,
insane
true
how
that.
much content is packed into this game. If you want to 100% the game, it will take you days to finish it. Also, the game is incredibly challenging, and not the putting spikes everywhere kind of challenging. No, the good
It's
kind
actually
of challenging
challenging.
where skills are actually
And
needed.
thank goodness there is a level select screen, or else I would rage so much again. But yeah, I get it. Spirits of Hell, 100%, one of the best .exe related games, that's for sure.
Now we already established that the dev didn't do much of effort code-wise because everything is already pre-coded for him.
But that's not a
Same
problem.
for
I don't see why this is such a big fucking deal for you.
It's literally just a copy of the original SONIC.EXE story. Nothing original there. Now this is where they get really riled up, because the only reason this game is doing so good is because of the fucking art style.
Yeah, the art style is
hate
absolutely
people that
gorgeous, bro.
consider a game good just because of the sprite work. And I
But
think
it's
this is
good.
what most people
And
only
it's
care
scary.
about, as I saw with many of the comments in the video Luigikid made. And you want to know why I did that? Oh, that's because of PC port, obviously. You saw how many
Yeah,
people love
Because PC port is for those people, or for Mr. Pixel in that case, an insane inspiration. And I don't think that this is a bad thing. This is actually a good thing.
graphics. And by the way, just as a side note, the original PC port had this amazing art style and had at least an original story. The only major problem with the game was that the gameplay was absolute dog shit. Even Luigikid pointed out the gameplay is problem.
I don't like those chasing parts, especially if the gameplay needs a bit more polish. Seriously, polish this gameplay.
And yet, people deemed it the best Sonic.exe game ever made. Ugh.
It is. Because it used to be, and also the way it was breaking the fourth wall. I'm saying this is like the best Sonic.exe game I've ever seen. I even wrote it in my review of the first Luigikid Creepypasta Challenge that this was the best ever created Sonic.exe game if it wasn't for the bad controls. But that's why the Sonic Worlds engine makes it good for me as a content creator or as a player in that case, because it generally feels like a real Sonic game. And that's what I like about this engine. I mean, I can see that people that are creating everything from scratch, like with coding, have a bigger challenge, but I'm just here to play the games, okay? I'm just here to play the games and enjoy them. That's what I had a problem when I played the first original Sonic.exe PC board game, even though it was a masterpiece.
I've seen worse looking games play better. The fact that more people praise Sonic.exe one more time more than Sonic.exe Nightmare Beginning is fucking insane to me. And again,
Yeah, but that's
all
not
of that
my
just
problem. That's not my problem. Nightmare Beginning is amazing. It's also very hard to compare these two games because Sonic.exe One More Round was just based on the original creepypasta game created by Crimson the Bat.
just because of the fucking art style. By that very same logic, we could say that Sonic Colors Ultimate is better than Sonic the Hedgehog on the Genesis.
Fair
because
point,
it
though.
looks good. Why bother making a fun,
point.
interesting game when you can just draw scary pictures future of Sonic.EXE instead.
You know, the thing is, my personal opinion is that I enjoy scary games, horror games that jump scare me or that make me feel unsettling. That's why I love games with fourth wall breaks. Or in that case, Sonic.EXE One More Time or One More Round because of its very scary atmosphere, sprite works, and pictures. I love Nightmare Beginning, for example, as well, in a very own way because of the amazing storyline. Personally, enjoy a lot of games that just make my heart race, and that's what One More Round or One More Time did.
Huh? And if one of you come here and tell me, no, it's originally made the whole game on its own from scratch, well, bullshit. Most of the game is extremely inspired by PC Port Remake. It even blatantly
good,
says it
though.
on the game's page. It is literally just Sonic.EXE with the PC Port Remake graphics slapped on it. Like, there's nothing impressive here. You're just copying an engine that gives you crutches to make your game easier to create, a story that already exists,
Yeah.
and an art style that already exists. You
I
made
wouldn't
nothing
say that
original.
it's the same art style though. I mean, we know the art style of Lord X, and we have seen the art style of Mr. Pixel Sonic.exe. I would say it's just copying, bro.
And yet people have the audacity to say that it's better than PC Port
Once again, there's a fucking question mark, and I did it as a keyword.
Remake. Especially you, Luigikid. Shame on you, you bastard.
What the
Now,
fuck? You're now crossing the line, okay? Fucking calm down.
Sonic.EXE
bastard.
One More Round, or as I like to call it, Holloway Simulator. It's gonna
Bro,
be
come on.
Sally.exe in his own style, because that's usually how EXE games usually go. They do Sonic.exe and then they do Sally.exe. But there was a problem for Mr. Pixel Production. Sally.exe PC port doesn't exist. So logically, I thought to myself, oh, he will attempt to do something original, like make it have an original storyline and such.
It's not necessary because it's based. It is the original Sonic.exe and Sally.exe created by Crimson the Bat. There was no intention, as far as I know, that he wanted to make an original story. The originality that he did was with the very own dev scenes that he has created. Let's just consider Sonic.exe One More Round be the 2021 version of the first Sonic.exe fan game that was created.
Nope, you just
And you
combine
guys
Sonic.exe
do
with
not
Sally.exe and
fucking
call it a
get
day,
it.
and slap the PC port art style on top of it again. And also, just a side note, the ending cutscene is laughable. It reminds me a lot of the end cutscene in SpongeBob 2.exe.
Ah, come on, okay.
And
Comparing
from what
those
I've
two-
gathered, people expecting something more from him too. They were quite disappointed. But then, our boy Luigikid dropped a video about it. And with his clickbait mind, he called it the best Sonic.exe game. Yes, there is no doubt about it.
The best Sonic.exe game, the best Sonic.exe game, best Sonic.exe game. I'm saying this every fucking time. Come on, bro. I know that PC port is not even done
Yes,
yet, bro.
there is no doubt about it. Of course. And as if that wasn't enough, in the description of that video, he says, is this the potential winner of the hashtag Luigikid Creepypasta Challenge Season 4?
Yeah, because it was a submission for the Luigi Creepypasta Challenge, and I genuinely enjoyed it. That is my personal opinion. I can't tell you if it is the winner because the deadline is November 14th and I haven't gone through all the submissions yet. But so far, this was very, very enjoyable and I really liked that.
Absolutely unbelievable. And then you write in your fucking comment, hand down, the best Sonic.exe game that's
Oh, I made a typo. It's actually hands down. I'm sorry.
best Sonic.exe game that's following the formula of the first original fan game so far? You think that's fucking original? Dude,
Wait.
you played a ton of EXE game and you insist on calling this original?
Wait, what? You're not getting what I mean, bro.
Yeah, the same goddamn story as Sonic.exe and Sally.exe.
Yeah.
And you have the balls to say that it's original?
Bro, this dude is not getting what I mean. What I meant with hands down the best Sonic.exe game that's following the formula of the first original fan game so far. With the first original fan game so far, I meant Sonic.exe that came out back in 2012 by Crimson. That's what I mean with the first original fan game. Because all the other games were not based on the creepypasta, on the original creepypasta, like Sunshine.exe or whatever, fuck you in the ass.exe. You get what I mean? I think Mr. Josarian just got this part very, very wrong. You just didn't understand what I was meaning with the first original fan game so far. Maybe it's my fault and you're right. I should have explained it more in detail what I've meant with this. But I'm not saying that this is an original game. I'm saying it's the best game that is following the original game's formula I hope I now made my point clear enough.
You have the balls to say that it's original? What about PC port? Even fucking GCDIE approved of it before the whole scandal. Which, by the way, I don't know why you got yourself involved into this whole drama, but whatever. I think
I can actually tell you why I got myself involved in this whole drama, because Shannon Love was actually writing me about this and asked me if I can make this public, talking about this. I even talked to Sir JC Hyena as well to get his side of the story. Sorry that I'm a huge influential part of this EXE community myself, that I actually wanted to spread awareness about this whole topic. Sorry.
that Luigikid and the
fuck's
developer
sake.
did, to be honest. To be honest, I think it's more a rant video about him than the dev, to be honest. Anyway, as always, Luigikid made his fan praise it because he's their god, and Sonic.exe will kill you if you don't like his video, as always.
As always, yeah.
Sonic.exe
Leave a like.
One More Round is the same thing as One More Time, just with the Sally.exe section added to it. Because why not?
It's like an update.
Conclusion, the fact that these games have a good art style that's not even their own doesn't grant them the credit and attention it's getting. To Mr. Pixel Production, I'd recommend you to switch engine. That way it won't feel like you're using crutches to make your game. And you will actually learn more about game making in the process instead of...
That is a fair point. That is actually a fair point. But also, didn't you actually use the Doom engine as well, Mr. Josarian, to create games like Luna Game 3D or Sonic.exe 3D? It's like not a big deal, to be honest. It makes game developing for some people that are just starting doing this a lot easier. It's just like making your first games with RPG Maker. Hands down, most of them are fucking bad, but I myself also created a game thanks to RPG Maker just to get a little bit of interest in game developing. And I think that's not a bad thing. Everyone needs to start off somewhere, okay? And once you see, hey, I really like doing this stuff, then you actually can try to get to the next level by learning coding, learning how to create your own engine.
SSFW engine doing all the dirty work for you. I'd also recommend you to come up with an original story instead of copying Sonic.exe
No,
and Sally.exe.
that's totally fine. It's like the 2021 version of Sonic.exe. He doesn't have to. That's what I was praising. He made his very, very own interpretation and version of the original Sonic.exe fan game by Crimson. Holy shit, how many times do I have to repeat myself?
And then you will actually have something that most people in the community will respect. Seriously, most of the greatest EXE game makers saying that these games are garbage. Go ask Jace Cause, go ask John Con, go ask Joe Duffboy, go ask Sunfire. They will all tell you the same thing as me. Now, this one part is for Luigikid. Because you're the
Just saying, those are all subjective opinions from developers that are using actually own engines that decide to go and play on the very hard difficulty by creating their games on the very own engine where they actually had to code and start everything from scratch. And believe me when I tell you, I respect you so much for that, for all your hard work. I wish most of the people would be able to pull off the same. I wish I could do the same. But I think it's also very, very shady if you guys are now bitching around and make other developers down. In my opinion, the people that are using the Not So Simple Sonic Worlds engine should actually look up to you guys. Maybe you should help them, be some kind of role model. Maybe tell them your secrets, how you came up with the ideas of creating your own stuff instead of making people down for the work they were actually proud of. I think it's very, very toxic, and I think stuff like that should change.
The reason that I made this video, to be honest. We in the EXE community are very tired of you overshadowing competent EXE games like PC Port Remake by putting it on the same level as these garbage game that you're hyping up as better than PC
It's
Port.
very, very unfair to say though that One More Round is garbage.
No,
Seriously.
well, they're clearly not. And man, PC Port isn't even released, and you're already trying to devalue it with these titles.
No, I know that it's not even released yet. And I'm looking forward to its release, and I can already imagine that it's still the top tier of the EXE games. But judging from that perspective, I could also say Sonic.exe PC Port Remake is the best Sonic.exe demo so far. Not the best .exe game.
Until they're
Don't
released
worry.
before doing that. Come on, dude. And believe it or not, you're driving away some of the creators because you're essentially telling us that it's better to do a game with minimal effort with the spooky art style than to work years on a game, only to get little to no attention because the other game that took a month to make got released before the one that took 9 months. Even though what John Con saying that the PC Port remake is cancelled was a joke, he genuinely thought about canceling because of your titles putting
And
his
I'm
game
glad
on a
that he
pedestal
didn't.
with other games
I'm
that
sorry,
were
John
finished.
Kuhn, that
So yeah.
that this made you feel that way. Like, I really never had the attention to make you feel this way, seriously. Maybe it's a bit selfish if I'm using SONIC.EXE PC port as a keyword in my titles. Actually, it's a compliment because it's the best of the EXE games.
Luigikid, please stop trying to compare games against each other and please higher your standards as well. You've played so many EXE games at this point. I think you truly do know when an EXE game is good and when an EXE game is bad.
Usually, I know.
You were able to say that Gumball.exe was bad. Surely you can do the same with the Sonic.exe game.
I mean, I know when something is bad or not.
platform for those that has valid criticism towards Luigikid. So if you have anything to say about Luigikid or the game he's trying to hype up and all, don't hesitate to write it down in the comments below. So yeah, that's about it. I'm sorry if I yell, and
if you want to give me some criticism as well, I will 100% link this original video as well. I'm gonna read some of the comments, and you can also criticize me here in my own comment section.
I was
It's all good.
rude. It's just a subject that I'm very passionate about, so I want to pour all of my heart out to get my point across. Don't worry, I won't start doing videos like this. I just wanted to talk about it for this one specific occasion. With that said, goodbye.
Well, once again, Mr. Jazarian, thank you for sharing this. It means a lot, and it's important. And I hope I was able to make my points as clear as possible. I never had the intention to make any game developers feel bad or unmotivated. The EXE games are absolutely masterpieces, but yeah, it just takes hours and hours to master those games. And for me, as content creator or someone that is recording these games, I do not have the time to fail at the same point for like 5 hours straight and only have like footage of 10 seconds. I think for some of you it's hard to imagine that, but try to imagine standing in my shoes, stand in my place. I need to make content after all, and the past 2 years I was actually uploading videos every single day, and you can't even imagine how much of a toll it takes on someone's sanity. But I don't want to get into details any further about this. I still hope you got my point. Mr. Jazarian, thank you so much for the criticism. I want to apologize to Jodo or John Kuhn, EXE and all the other .exe developers if I made you feel bad or anything. And I'm very sorry that I made these clickbaity titles or that I was naming SONIC.EXE PC port in my titles, but this is where YouTube, this platform, was actually dragging me to. This direction I have to go, and I don't know if I can change this anytime soon because of this platform and this godforsaken algorithm. And once again, Mr. Pixel, don't feel ashamed, you did the right thing. Yeah, that's about it. Goodbye, my dedicated bros.